Welcome to the Unknown Vault. Here, every mystery is not just a story, but a gateway to secrets long hidden. Are you ready to uncover what the world was never meant to know? If you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join us as we unlock the unknown together. The year was 1947. The world had just emerged from the ashes of World War II, and the United States stood tall as a new global superpower. Yet, peace was fragile. A new kind of conflict was brewing: the Cold War, a silent struggle between America and the Soviet Union. And then, something happened in the quiet desert of New Mexico. Something that would ignite decades of speculation, fear, and fascination. The Roswell incident. In July 1947, a strange object crashed near Roswell. Local military officials initially issued a shocking statement. They had recovered a flying disc. The headlines spread like wildfire. Newspapers carried the story, and for a brief moment, Americans believed they had proof that we were not alone. But within just 24 hours, the story changed. The military retracted its statement, now claiming the wreckage was nothing more than a weather balloon. The sudden shift sparked suspicion. Why announce a flying disc in the first place, only to backpedal the very next day? Was this a genuine mistake or a cover-up? That moment in Roswell became the seed of modern UFO mythology. The idea that the government was hiding the truth about extraterrestrial visitors took root, and once planted, it grew into one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. Around the same time, the US government began developing a secret testing facility in the Nevada desert, a barren, isolated stretch of land surrounded by mountains. Officially, it was nothing more than a site for experimental aircraft. But to a public already suspicious after Roswell, this base quickly became something else. A symbol. A place where the truth might be locked away. Locals reported strange lights darting across the night sky, moving in ways no conventional aircraft could. Mysterious objects appeared, hovered, and then vanished in an instant. The military brushed it off as test flights, but for many, the explanation never added up. And so, the legend began. From the desert sands of Roswell to the hidden base of Area 51, the question echoed louder and louder. Are we truly alone? Or is our own government hiding something beyond imagination? By the early 1950s, the world was locked in the tense standoff of the Cold War. The United States needed eyes over enemy territory. Satellites didn't exist yet. Drones were still decades away. The only option was to build an aircraft that could fly higher and farther than anyone thought possible. Enter the U-2 Projector spy plane designed to soar at over 70,000 feet, carrying powerful cameras capable of capturing Soviet secrets from the edge of space. But building and testing such a plane required something even more valuable than technology: absolute secrecy. The CIA scouted the deserts of Nevada and found the perfect spot: Groom Lake, a dry, empty salt flat surrounded by mountains, isolated, remote, hidden. In 1955, construction began on what would later become infamous Around the World Area 51. Officially, it didn't exist. On military maps, it was little more than a blank space. The men and women brought to work their engineers, scientists, test pilots signed away their lives to secrecy. They couldn't speak of their work to their friends, their families, not even their wives or children. From Groom Lake's desolate airstrips, the first U-2 planes took flight. They soared higher than any civilian aircraft, glinting in the sunlight far above. Two ordinary people looking up It was unlike anything they had ever seen. A strange light in the sky, a mysterious craft that didn't look or move like any plane they knew. Reports of UFOs skyrocketed during this time. The truth, most of them were simply to-test flights. But the public didn't know that. To them, it looked like alien technology. And for the US government, that worked perfectly. The UFO myth became the perfect cover story. If people thought they were seeing flying saucers, then they weren't asking the right questions about America's secret weapons. This was the beginning of Area 51's double life. On the surface, just another military site. In reality, a birthplace of cutting-edge technology decades ahead of its time. And in the imagination of the public, a fortress where alien secrets might be hidden away by the 1960s. Area 51 had become more than a desert airstrip. It was now the beating heart of America's most secret aviation projects. After the U-2 incident in 1960, where pilot Francis Gary Powers was shot down and captured by the Soviets, the CIA knew they needed something even more advanced, faster, higher, untouchable. The result was the SR-71 Blackbirder, sleek, otherworldly machine built from titanium, capable of flying over Mach 3 and reaching altitudes beyond 80,000 feet. It could outrun missiles, outfly enemy jets, and vanish into the stratosphere. To this day, the SR-71 holds records no other jet has broken. And where was it tested? Groom Lake, Area 51. For locals, the Blackbird was a ghost in the sky, shimmering. Lights that streaked across the heavens at impossible speeds. To airline pilots, it was an unidentified object darting above their flight paths. To civilians, it was a flying saucer. The truth was stranger than fiction. America was rewriting the rules of aviation. But the public saw something else. Something alien. Then came the F-117 Nighthawk, the world's first stealth fighter. Angular, futuristic, almost alien in design, it looked like no plane anyone had ever seen. And again, the question was asked, did humans really invent this, or was it borrowed? Whispers of reverse engineering began to spread. Conspiracy theorists claimed that the government was working on alien spacecraft recovered from Roswell, perhaps from other secret crashes the public never knew about. And out of those alien blueprints came the Blackbird, the Nighthawk, and who knows what else. Adding fuel to the fire was a set of mysterious documents known as Majestic 12, allegedly leaked from the highest levels of government. The papers described a secret committee tasked with studying UFOs and alien technology. Real or fake, they only deepened the mystery. Through the 70s and 80s, Area 51 became more than just a military base. In the public imagination, it was a gateway, a place where humanity's technology met something beyond our world. And the government, silent, always silent, which of course only made the rumors grow louder. By the late 1980s, Area 51 was no longer just a whispered rumor among UFO enthusiasts. It became a cultural phenomenon. And it all started with one man, Bob Lazar. In 1989, a local Las Vegas news station aired an interview that would change everything. A man with his face hidden claimed he had worked at a facility called S4, just outside Area 51. His name was Bob Lazar. What Lazar described was nothing short of explosive. He claimed the US government was in possession of alien spacecraft flying saucers recovered from mysterious crashes. And not only that, but his job was to help reverse engineer their technology. According to Lazar, these crafts ran on something far beyond human science, element 115, at the time. This element didn't even exist on the periodic table, Lazar said. It was the key to generating gravity fields, allowing the ships to bend space, hover silently, and zip across the sky in ways no jet on Earth could. The public was stunned. Some dismissed him as a fraud, others believed every word. Almost overnight, Area 51 transformed from a secretive test site into the epicenter of alien conspiracy theories. People flocked to Nevada. Campers lined the desert highways, pointing cameras at the night sky, waiting for a glimpse of the sources Lazar described. UFO researchers debated endlessly. The mainstream media latched on, and Hollywood followed. The X-Files turned Area 51 into a household name. Independence Day showed it as the hidden vault of alien secrets. By the mid-1990s, Area 51 wasn't just a place, it was a legend. But the core question never faded. Was Lazar telling the truth? Or was he part of something bigger? Perhaps a disinformation campaign to distract from classified military programs. Whatever the answer, one thing was clear. After Bob Lazar, the world would never look at Area 51 the same way again. As we entered the 21st century, you'd think the mystery of Area 51 would fade away. After all, we live in the age of the internet. Information spreads instantly, and secrets are harder to keep. But instead of fading, the legend of Area 51 only grew stronger. For decades, the US government flat out denied the existence of Area 51. Officials claimed it was nothing more than a remote military test site. But in 2013, everything changed. The CIA quietly declassified a series of documents, and there, in black and white, was the confirmation people had been waiting for. Area 51 is real, but the acknowledgement came with a catch. According to the documents, Area 51 was merely used for testing spy planes like the U-2 and SR-71 Blackbird. Not a single word about UFOs. Not a single hint about alien technology. Still, the public wasn't buying it. Why keep the place secret? For over half a century, if it's just a testing ground. Why all the barbed wire, the armed guards, the no-fly zone? Then came the pilots. In 2004, Navy Commander David Fravor reported encountering a strange, pill-shaped object off the coast of California. It moved with impossible speed, dropped from 80,000 feet to near sea level in seconds, and defied every law of physics we know. It was nicknamed the Tic Tac UFO, and this time there was video. In 2017, the New York Times dropped a bombshell. They revealed the Pentagon had a secret program called AATI-PETHA, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, funded with millions of dollars. Its mission was simple: to study UFOs, or, as the government now prefers, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. The public was stunned. For the first time, the government wasn't laughing off UFO sightings as weather balloons or pilot error. They were investigating them. Then, in 2020 and 2021, something even more shocking happened. Congress held official hearings on UFOs. Fighter pilots testified under oath, saying they had seen objects in the sky that outperformed anything known to man. Think about that. A topic once dismissed as science fiction was now being debated in the halls of power in Washington, D.C., ND. Once again, all roads lead back to Area 51. If the government admits these things are real, isn't it logical to assume some of the evidence, maybe even the crafts themselves, are stored in the most secure base in America? Even today, the airspace over Area 51 remains one of the most restricted zones in the world. No commercial aircraft may fly overhead. Armed patrols guard its perimeter day and night. Motion sensors line the desert floor. Whatever is hidden there, the government clearly doesn't want anyone to see it. And that brings us to the ultimate question. Are we standing on the edge of one of humanity's greatest revelations? Or will Area 51 remain forever sealed, its secrets locked away in the Nevada desert? If Area 51 is nothing more than a military base, why the extreme secrecy? Why the deadly force warnings? Why the armed patrols, the sensors, the shoot policy? And why, even today, does the US government remain almost completely silent about it? Those questions gave birth to some of the darkest conspiracy theories in modern history. One of the most infamous is the idea of a secret treaty between the US government and extraterrestrials. This theory began circulating in the 1980s, fueled by whistleblowers and ufologists. According to them, after the Roswell crash of 1947, the US military not only recovered alien craft, but also recovered alien bodies. The story goes further. Sometime afterward, there was a covert meeting. A deal was struck. In exchange for access to advanced alien technology far beyond anything humans had at the time, the aliens were allowed to conduct limited genetic experiments on human beings. Now think about what that would mean. If true, Area 51 isn't just a storage site, it's an active laboratory, a place where reverse engineering projects created technologies we now take for granted. Stealth aircraft, fiber optics, microchips. Some even claim that breakthroughs in quantum computing trace back to this exchange program. But beneath the surface lies something much darker. According to conspiracy lore, deep underground at Area 51 are hidden facilities where human experimentation takes place. Abducted individuals, men, women, even children, are used as test subjects in hybridization projects. Crazy? Maybe. But then there are the countless alien abduction stories, people describing being taken into sterile white rooms, subjected to strange medical procedures, having implants inserted into their bodies. Are they delusional, or are these fragmented memories of something very real? And it doesn't stop there. Some theorists connect Area 51 to the global agenda of the New World Order, a vision of a world where a small elite, possibly aided by non-human intelligences, seize total control of humanity's future. In this view, Area 51 is just the tip of the iceberg, the epicenter of a shadow project that hides the darkest truths of our species, while preparing us for a future where humanity is no longer in charge of its own destiny. Is it madness, paranoia, or is there a sliver of truth buried deep beneath the Nevada desert? One thing's for certain: the deeper you dig into Area 51, the stranger, darker, and more unsettling the story becomes. Beyond the conspiracies, there's one undeniable fact. Area 51 has become a cultural icon. It's not just a restricted military base in Nevada. It's a global symbol of secrecy and the unknown. The turning point came in 1989, when Bob Lazar appeared on television claiming he had worked on alien spacecraft near Area 51. Overnight, the base went from a footnote in military history to the epicenter of UFO culture. Hollywood wasted no time. In Independence Day 1996, Area 51 was portrayed as the hidden vault of alien technology and the home of captured extraterrestrial beings. The movie was a massive box office success, and for millions of viewers, Area 51 became forever linked to aliens. Television took it further. The X-Files built its mythology around government cover-ups. with Area 51 as a recurring symbol of everything the authorities were hiding. That show didn't just entertain, it created an entire generation of conspiracy believers, cementing the phrase, "the truth is out there," into pop culture. Gamers weren't left out either. The shooter Area 51 2005 brought players directly into the myth. Later, titles like GTA V included secret military bases and hidden UFOs, clearly inspired by the Nevada test site. For gamers, the line between fiction and reality blurred. If the games were willing to include these elements, maybe there was some truth to them. And then came the internet age. In 2019, the viral event, Stormy Area 51, "They Can't Stop All of Us," exploded across social media. What started as a joke turned into a worldwide phenomenon, with millions signing up to raid the base. In reality, only a few thousand people showed up in Nevada, and it ended as more of a quirky music festival. But the message was clear. Area 51 wasn't just a base, it was a global meme. Today, Area 51 exists as both myth and meme. It's part of our movies, our TV, our games, and our online jokes. It's no longer just about military secrets, it's about our fascination with mystery itself. From the silver screen to your Instagram feed, Area 51 lives on as one of humanity's greatest modern legends. After tracing the long history of Area 51 from Roswell, the Cold War, secret military programs, Bob Lazar's testimony, to the government's own admission of unidentified aerial phenomena, one truth stands out. The story of Area 51 is never simple. On one hand, we know it's real. It's a military base where revolutionary aircraft were tested, the U-2, the SR-71 Blackbird, the F-117 Nighthawk. In official history, Area 51 is a monument to human engineering, a place where scientists and pilots pushed the boundaries of what was possible. But on the other hand, the shadows never disappear. Too many reports, too many testimonies, too many coincidences. Why did so many breakthroughs appear suddenly, as if out of nowhere? Why was the existence of Area 51 denied for decades? Why do so many credible witnesses, from pilots to military officers, swear they've seen something unexplainable? And here's where conspiracy finds its place. For some, Area 51 is not just a base, it's a gateway to forbidden knowledge. A vault holding proof of contact with beings from beyond our planet. A chamber where technologies that could reshape civilization are hidden, guarded, and reserved for only a chosen few. History is full of secrets, and sometimes secrets hold more power than truth itself, because what we don't know is often far more terrifying than what we do. So now, the question turns to us. Is Area 51 just a military installation, or is it the keeper of humanity's greatest secret that, if revealed, could change everything we thought we knew about the world, our history, and even our very existence? The answer may still lie locked behind the fences of Nevada, but the shadow of that answer already lives within all of us. When we talk about Area 51, it's impossible not to connect it with one of the most controversial programs ever run by the United States Air Force, Project Blue Book. Active from 1952 to 1969, the project's official mission was to investigate reports of unidentified flying objects, UFOs. According to the government, Blue Book had two goals. One, determine whether UFOs were a threat to national security. To analyze data from these sightings, using scientific methods. But to many UFO researchers and conspiracy theorists, Blue Book was never about finding the truth. Instead, it was a cover-up, a way to calm the public while hiding something far more extraordinary. The project began during a wave of UFO reports in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Hundreds of sightings poured in, especially after the Roswell incident in 1947 and the Washington, D.C. UFO wave of 1952. Reports came not only from civilians, but from trained pilots, law enforcement, and even military personnel based at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. The Blue Book team analyzed thousands of cases. Most were dismissed as stars, planets, weather balloons, or optical illusions. But around 5% remained. Unexplained cases where credible witnesses reported things that defied logic and science. And those 5% are what keep the mystery alive. Critics argue that Blue Book was never designed to uncover the truth. Instead, it existed to provide quick, dismissive answers that would steer the public away from deeper questions. Take the famous case of pilot Kenneth Arnold in 1947, who reported 9 flying discs over Mount Rainier. His sighting even gave birth to the term flying saucer. Yet Blue Book's official explanation dismissed it as a simple misidentification. The question is, if trained pilots, law enforcement officers, and credible witnesses consistently described extraordinary objects, why was the government so quick to shut down these reports? Some researchers believe that the most compelling cases weren't simply filed away, they were redirected into secret projects that may have led directly to Area 51. If physical evidence existed, technology, or even biological entities, they weren't destroyed, they were hidden. And for many, Area 51 is where those secrets were taken. During Blue Book's active years, many UFO reports came from Nevada, near the desert where Area 51 sits. Strangely, these sightings were often explained away as experimental aircraft. Was that convenient timing? Or was Blue Book deliberately used as a smokescreen, telling the public one story while the real story was locked away in the desert? Officially, Project Blue Book was shut down in 1969 after the Condon Report, which concluded that UFOs posed no national threat and provided no evidence of extraterrestrial origin. But to many researchers, Blue Book's closure was nothing more than paperwork. The real investigations continued deep inside the guarded fences of Area 51. So the question remains, was Project Blue Book just a failed scientific study? Or was it part of a larger strategy to hide a truth humanity was never meant to know? If Project Blue Book was the government's public face in UFO investigations, then Majestic 12 was its dark, hidden shadower, secret committee that still fuels heated debates today. Majestic-12, often called MJ212, first came into public view in the 1980s, when leaked documents mysteriously landed in the hands of UFO researcher Jamie Shannon. Inside was a bombshell, a memorandum allegedly signed by President Harry S. Truman in 1947, authorizing the creation of a secret group of 12 men scientists, military leaders, and intelligence officials. Their mission, to investigate, manage, and conceal evidence of extraterrestrial life on Earth. According to the documents, MJ212 was formed after the Roswell incident in 1947. If an alien craft really had crashed, the US government knew this was something far beyond conventional security. It required a group that operated above normal bureaucracy, an elite shadow committee with unlimited clearance, but no official record. The alleged members included heavyweights like Vannevar Bush, a key figure in the Manhattan Project, James Forrestal, the first U.S. Secretary of Defense, and Roscoe Hillenkotter, the first director of the CIA. Closing parenthesis. Think about it. Some of the most powerful figures in science, intelligence, and defense secretly managing evidence of extraterrestrial contact. From the moment the MJ-12 papers surfaced, agencies like the FBI and CIA quickly dismissed them as hoaxes. But for UFO researchers, the speed of that denial only raised more suspicion. Some experts claim the writing style, document structure, and Truman's signature appeared authentic. Others argue there were linguistic inconsistencies that didn't fit the era of the late 1940s. To this day, scholars and researchers remain divided. Was MJ-12 a real elite group, or an elaborate fabrication designed to muddy the waters? This is where things get even darker. If MJ-12 really existed, the most logical place for them to stash their secrets would be none other than Area 51. Whistleblowers and former military personnel have claimed MJ-12 oversaw the transfer of Roswell debris to Nevada, supervising secret reverse engineering projects that aim to replicate alien technology. Some suggest MJ-12 first used Hangar 18 at Wright-Patterson AFB, but later moved the most sensitive materials to Area 51 once public curiosity grew too intense. For many, MJ-12 wasn't just a secret committee, it was a shadow government controlling the truth about alien contact. Some of the most extreme theories even claim MJ-12 negotiated direct treaties with extraterrestrials, advanced technology in exchange for permission to conduct experiments on Earth. Wild fantasy, or a carefully hidden truth. No official acknowledgement has ever come, but the ghost of MJ-12 lingers in every conversation about UFOs, Roswell, and especially Area 51. If Area 51 is America's most famous secret base in Nevada, then Ohio has its own legendary site in UFO lore, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, home to the infamous Hangar 18. Wright-Patterson has long been the hub of U.S. aviation research. Named after the Wright brothers, the pioneers of flight, the base played a key role in aircraft development during World War II. But starting in the late 1940s, whispers began to circulate. Wright-Patterson wasn't just about human technology. Many believe that the wreckage from the 1947 Roswell incident was first shipped here, before being relocated to Area 51. The term Hangar 18 gained traction in the 1950s. Whistleblowers and former military personnel claimed the hangar housed UFO wreckage, strange metallic materials, and even the bodies of extraterrestrial beings. One particularly chilling testimony came from a military technician who swore he saw refrigerated containers holding non-human bodies. According to his account, the beings were small, with oversized heads and dark, slanted eyes, the very image of the classic alien that dominates pop culture. The rumors grew so strong that Hollywood eventually cashed in, releasing the film Hangar 18 in 1980, which portrayed a massive government cover-up of alien contact. Many researchers suspect that before Area 51 became the epicenter of UFO secrecy, MJ-12 first used Wright-Patterson as their headquarters. After all, it was already the crown jewel of U.S. aviation research, making it a logical choice for examining exotic debris. But as the rumors spread and public attention intensified, the most sensitive materials were allegedly moved out straight into the isolated deserts of Nevada, to what we now call Area 51. Declassified documents confirm Wright-Patterson's involvement in early UFO investigations. Projects like Sin and Grudge, the predecessors to Project Blue Book, were headquartered there. Yet, when questioned about Hangar 18, the military always gave the same answer. There is no such thing as Hangar 18. For skeptics, this denial only fuels more suspicion. To this day, Hangar 18 remains one of ufology's most persistent legends. Are there alien bodies inside? Or is it just a myth that spiraled out of control? What's undeniable is that whenever Americans discuss UFOs, the name Hangar 18 is never far behind. It has become inseparable from the larger narrative of Roswell, Area 51, and government secrecy. When people think of Area 51, the first things that come to mind are UFOs, experimental aircraft, and extraterrestrials. But there's another angle, rarely explored in mainstream discussions: its possible connection to ancient civilizations and lost knowledge. The legend of Atlantis has fascinated humanity for thousands of years. Plato described it as an advanced civilization that vanished in a single day. But if Atlantis truly existed, where did all its knowledge and technology go? Some conspiracy researchers claim that remnants of Atlantis or artifacts tied to it were discovered and secretly transported to hidden facilities like Area 51. This ties into a bigger theory that technologies like anti-gravity propulsion or advanced energy systems didn't originate in the modern era, but were recovered and reverse-engineered from ancient civilizations. The Great Pyramid of Giza remains one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world. How could people with primitive tools build such precise and massive structures? Many alternative theories suggest extraterrestrial involvement or, at least, advanced technology long lost to history. According to some claims, secret research into the energy properties of pyramids has been conducted, and classified data was moved to US military installations. The idea is that the pyramid's geometric structure holds hidden power, potentially usable in modern experimental aircraft. Beyond Atlantis and Egypt, other civilizations feed into this web of speculation. The Maya and Aztecs, their cosmic calendars, and astronomical precision are often linked to alien contact. The Sumerians, their texts describe the Anunnaki, interpreted by some as extraterrestrial beings. Nazca, in Peru. The massive geoglyphs visible only from the sky are thought to be landing strips for alien craft. All of these threads tie back to one central narrative. Area 51 is not only about UFOs, but also about preserving and studying ancient technological legacies. From a conspiracy perspective, none of these connections are coincidences. The pyramids, the Nazca lines, the Sumerians all point to contact with beings from beyond Earth. And if that's the case, then Area 51 may serve as the ultimate hidden library, where ancient wisdom and alien technology are brought together under government control. Some authors even argue that the US military is working on fusing these two sources, alien knowledge and ancient human technology, to create futuristic weapons or unlimited energy systems. If true, then Area 51 is not just a secret military base. It is a civilizational laboratory where the mysteries of humanity's past converge with the possibilities of the future. After diving through countless mysteries, Atlantis, the pyramids, Project Blue Book, and alleged alien technology, we arrive at the ultimate question: what is the true purpose of Area 51? Is it really just a military facility focused on defense, an experimental aircraft, or is that simply a mask hiding something deeper, more complex, and far more mysterious? For thousands of years, humans have looked to the skies with wonder. From the Sumerians to our modern age, one thread connects us all: the desire to know where we came from, why we are here, and whether we are truly alone in the universe. Area 51 stands as a symbol of that curiosity. It represents our relentless drive to uncover what lies hidden both in our past and in our future. But here lies the paradox. The more answers we chase, the more questions appear. If alien technology is real, what would that mean for our religions, our cultures, our very identity as a species? If ancient knowledge is locked away, is it being kept to protect us or to control us? Some theories suggest that what's hidden within Area 51 isn't just about national defense, but about the future transformation of humanity itself. Imagine a day when limitless energy, technology allegedly derived from ancient artifacts or alien crafters released to the public. The world would change overnight. Energy crises would vanish. Interplanetary travel would become reality. Borders and politics as we know them could collapse. But that same power could also be used as the ultimate tool of domination. Perhaps that's why these secrets are guarded so fiercely, because, in the wrong hands, such knowledge could end civilization instead of saving it. In the end, Area 51 is not just about UFOs, aliens, or lost civilizations. It is the embodiment of humanity's eternal question. Who are we? Where do we come from? And where are we going? And perhaps, behind those barbed wire fences in Nevada, lies a piece of the answer powerful enough to reshape everything we know. But until that day comes, until the doors of secrecy are finally opened, we are left only to wonder, to speculate, and to imagine. And maybe, just maybe, that's why this mystery has endured for so long.